Did you know that almost 40% of U.S. nuclear attack submarines are currently out of service? Yes, you heard that right. The pride of the American Navy, the fast attack submarines, are grappling with a concerning issue. A significant portion of the fleet is immobile, docked, and unable to perform their duties. Why is this important, you might ask? Well, these submarines are not just for show. They are an integral part of the country's defensive and offensive strategies. They lurk in the depths, silent and unseen, ready to strike if need be. They are the unseen guardians, the silent sentinels in the deep. The Naval Sea Systems Command attributes this crisis to a trio of factors: planning, material availability, and shipyard execution. These elements have culminated in delayed maintenance, directly impacting the lifespan of these submarines. This situation isn't just about numbers. It's about the capability to deploy and defend. It's about readiness to react to threats and maintain a strong naval presence worldwide. It's about ensuring the security of the nation and its allies. Evidently, this represents a critical challenge to the American naval force. You might be wondering, why are so many submarines out of service? Well, let's dive a little deeper into the reasons behind this underwater predicament. Firstly, planning, or rather a lack thereof, plays a significant role in the current state of affairs. The management of maintenance schedules and the allocation of resources are far from being ship-shape. This inefficiency has resulted in a backlog of submarines awaiting repairs, leading to an unfortunate domino effect. The longer a sub waits for maintenance, the more likely additional issues will surface, further extending its time out of service. The second factor is material availability. It turns out that procuring the necessary parts for these complex machines isn't as straightforward as one might think. There are instances where the required materials are not readily available, leading to extended waiting times. Imagine having a car with a flat tire, but no spare tire or repair kit in sight. You're not going anywhere fast, right? Thirdly, shipyard execution has also come under scrutiny. The work done in these shipyards is intricate and labor-intensive, requiring a highly skilled workforce. However, the current situation suggests that the execution of these repairs is not meeting the high standards expected. Procedures may not be followed correctly, or perhaps quality control measures are lacking. Whatever the case, it's evident that the work done in these shipyards is not up to par with the demands of these sophisticated submarines. But what does all of this mean for the submarines themselves? Well, these delays are more than just an inconvenience. They are actively shortening the lifespan of these submarines. Every day a submarine sits idle, it's a day lost from its service life. Consider it like this. If you bought a loaf of bread, but left it sitting on your counter for a week, you'd have less time to enjoy it before it goes stale. These issues are clearly affecting the readiness of our submarines and ultimately, our Navy's operational capacity. What does this mean for our Navy's readiness capability? Let's dive in. When 40% of our fast attack submarines are out of service, it naturally hampers the ability to deploy and defend as robustly as we might want. It's like entering a soccer match with 2 players short. Sure, we can still play, but not at our full potential. The impact is not just immediate. Delayed repairs are shortening the lifespan of these submarines. Imagine running your car into the ground without regular maintenance. It's going to break down sooner than expected, right? That's what's happening with our submarines. The longer they stay out of service, the shorter their operational lives become. And what happens when the submarines do return to service? Well, they won't be back until early 2026 at the soonest. That's a significant gap, and it only adds to the strain on the remaining fleet. It's a ripple effect that continues to erode our readiness capability. In essence, our Navy is operating below its optimal readiness capability. To sum it up, the undercurrents of the situation are quite alarming. Almost 40% of U.S. fast attack submarines are currently out of service, a statistic that has sent shockwaves through the naval community. The causes of these maintenance delays are multifaceted, largely attributed to planning, material availability, and shipyard execution. Each of these factors has played a significant role in the current predicament. The impact on the Navy's readiness capability is not to be understated. The delayed repairs are not just a temporary setback. They're actually shortening the lifespan of these submarines, diminishing the Navy's ability to deploy and defend. This situation is a blow to the pride of American admirals and sailors alike, and has left the U.S. Navy below its optimal readiness capability. But what does all this mean? Essentially, the U.S. Navy is facing a significant challenge, one that could potentially compromise its effectiveness in the future. An issue of this magnitude needs immediate attention if we are to maintain a strong and ready naval force.